it may be a little aggressive to say this, but there is a strong possibility that CRTD may have found the floor or is near one. All right, so let's go ahead and validate what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with the CRTD technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, guys, so I just have to remind you that there is, I think, just about one seat left in the ARCa Masters trading course. And I've actually, promoted it just about 7 days ago, and 30 seats have pretty much sold out already. So go ahead and make sure to acquire that last seat for you. All right, you guys. So let's now go ahead and look at the daily chart at CRTD. Okay, so we have already a break of market structure. Okay, we're doing this accumulation period where we're consolidating here. That's one reason to kind of insinuate or suggest the possibility of a floor being found, right? Another thing is that if you take a look at here on the daily time frame, volatility represented by this indicator BBWP is very close, and is very close to I mean the momentum, I'm sorry, the spectrum line of the BBWP, which is the volatility component itself, it's already within the critical volatility zone, which is within the 90 percentile. Okay, and the other thing that you notice here is that momentum is already starting to pivot towards the upside. Usually when we get this oval here, we then can see a pretty powerful move to the upside. I want to continue on the analysis because there are a few things to show you like this, okay? So here's the daily. Again, I just have it here for reference, okay? But this is more important. This is the importance of this chart is to kind of indicate the first area of demand that we've been talking about for weeks now, right? Of course, we didn't ever suggest that we were going to come down here, right? But we had it down here to kind of indicate and show us that it is a very strong support in an area, or a key support, right? An inflection point for us to utilize if ever we did come down to this level. So we did come down to it, right smack in the middle of it, of course. That has a lot of confluence with that 4-spot 236 at 1467. Of course, we didn't reach all the way down there. It was about 1529. And we faced a bounce to the upside, and we have now converted it into a support. Okay, so we have already about 1, 2, 3, and now 4 candle iterations, and 2 of which have already closed above that area. So it's very important that we've done that thus far. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart, as I'm going to show you now what the daily time frame is looking like. Okay, so let me just get rid of this because we actually started looking at the possibility of this back in on the 24th, right? So February. So it is making that oval on the daily now too. Okay, so as we start getting more and more time frames within critical volatility and momentum starting to pivot towards that upside, the likelihood of a bounce to the upside becomes greater and greater. Okay, so now let me just reference the 3-day. So see, the 3-day is starting to curve here, and you can actually see that we're starting to dive into that critical volatility. Let's go down the time frames. Okay, so that's critical volatility on the daily, daily, and 3-day. Okay, so take a look at here on the 12-hour. We're at critical volatility, starting the curve to the upside. The 8-hour in critical volatility pitched to the upside. Let's look at the 6-hour. The 6-hour in critical pitch to the upside, guys. Something is about to happen here. Okay, so CRTD, 4-hour in critical volatility, upside pivot as well on the 4-hour. Man. Okay, and very interesting that now the faster time frame 3-day exponential moving average, or D% from the D% versus K%, right, on the stochastic momentum bi-hourly is now pivoted towards the upside, so which is likely to affect the 14-day simple moving average, or K%. Okay, so that's it's very interesting because now we're about to enter the bullish control zone, of which then we could start continuing an upside, and it's already contracting from critical volatility. So pretty much all the way, man, and critical volatility contracting with an upside pivot here as well on the hourly. So we are looking at multiple timeframes over here. Please notice that we have already reached critical volatility even in the 5-day, and we're starting the curve here too. Okay, so something pretty big is going to happen for CRTD very soon, and it's actually the charts suggesting it. So from the 5-day to pretty much the hourly, okay, all of this indicating that there is a strong volatility buildup and an upside move is very likely. Okay, so we can continue validating this, of course, because now looking at the RSI, everything is almost flashed to consolidation. Okay, so meaning that the bear strength or the bear pressure has kind of diminished all the way up to the 5-day. Okay, of course, we have a little bit of short-term time frame downside, which is normal. This is likely to live out pretty fast, but everything else is pretty much sideways. Okay, which is another indication that we have potentially found a floor. Okay, so so something is brewing here, and something is brewing pretty powerful for CRTD. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what it is just yet, but I mean, this is massive oversold percentile. And by the way, let me just go ahead and see on the daily how oversold. Yeah, there's definitely a few iterations that are past the area that we're in, but we're in massive lows, okay, and already starting to pivot towards the upside. So I do see. I mean, even here, look at this. So we were critically expanded in volatility, started to contract, and in this like slopes. Look at just the upside that we made, right? A massive upside there. Okay, so there are several iterations to where we have faced upside continuations here too, right? So we actually had to fall down to this area, and then it actually made an upside move. So critical volatility can actually play a very strong role for us. So this one here actually contracted, and then we had a massive upside right all the way up to this point here. So yeah, there could be a back test that we can perform for this. Another one right over here. So we started contracting, and then price action just went to the upside. So there's a lot of rhyming in what's happening with the price action right now, and it just so happens that we're so critically oversold here in multiple time frames. So suggesting that the upside is pretty much the only way that it can go. So that's why I'm saying that CRTD may have found the floor. And I don't have the back test just yet because there are multiple time frames for this, of course. But looking at the 12-hour and the 8-hour, those look like they're the ones, right? So especially the 8-hour, suggesting now a contraction phase and with an upside pivot. So pretty much this signal has already fired, and it fired today. Okay, so this is suggesting an upside as well. So yeah, if we're looking at the immediate short-term time frame, like the 30-minute or an hourly, I don't even think I have a chart for that here, but I can potentially just look here. Let's just see. Yeah, so the accumulation range for this is it's actually quite tight, and let's see. Yeah, so it actually could be low. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a range here. Okay, so it's very likely that I can find support from this range. Let me just go ahead and draw it just like this. Okay, yeah, so the range you're looking at for loading, it would be essentially this here, 1812 to 1874, before some more consolidation, and then a potential violent upside move coming in maybe a few days. It's just there are multiple time frames suggesting an upside in volatility versus momentum. So it's hard to say when we're going to start going, but it's happening, and it's soon. Okay, so another thing that can happen too is that we just get stuck in that volatility buildup. But I mean, seeing that we're at a huge demand zone, critically oversold with critical expansion and volatility, that's kind of a concoction for an upside move in multiple time frames. Okay, so whatever's happening here could essentially launch us all the way back up to about 33 cents. And very likely we'll find a resistance there, come back down, test that 2.618 at 25.46 before a continuation onto the upside. So, of course, I need to mathematically back it, but it's suggesting that, you guys. So definitely keep your eyes on CRTD. It's coming up. All right, you guys. So please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine, okay? Please, if you have any questions or concerns, refer to the links in the description below where you'll find the Twitter and the Discord page. Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and reach out to me. But with that said, you guys, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.